Hey, what's up? Happy championship Saturday. Hope you guys enjoyed all the football out there. If you got a chance to go outside, hope you enjoyed the weather, at least over here. It rained a little bit in the morning, very cloudy. I really didn't expect the sun to shine. Clouds cleared, everything was very nice outside. Unfortunately, it got dark early. It's just this time of year, it got dark really early. Yeah, a little chilly, but other than that, it was a pretty nice day. Um, Real quick, before I get into the video, if you're in the DC area, um, I want to give a shout out to Theodore Roosevelt High School. They came up just a little bit short in the championship game today. Um, and then if you want the friendship, or if you root for that school, congrats, you guys on winning that championship. But anyway, now we got that out the way. Real quick, I just want to give some thoughts on the rankings right now. So right now, Carolina, Clemson's on, and then we have there's one more game, Michigan, Purdue. You already know TCU lost. Um, some a very questionable decision on fourth and goal. I would have kicked the field goal, and then all you have to do play defense. I think with that, the momentum you had riding in overtime, you played defense, you probably would have got out with a win because a touchdown beats you. So, and then do we already know about USC losing Friday night to Utah? So now that opens up two spots. So as of right now, Ohio State and Alabama will get in. Um, those will be the top two teams. And let me check something real quick. I want to get this right. Okay, so it's updated. It was weird. Like 2 seconds ago, they didn't have the score for Georgia. But anyway, so as of right now, Georgia blew out LSU. I'm a little sickened by it. But I mean, it's the first year. LSU did a very good job for the first year. Congrats to Brian Kelly and them boys down in Baton Rouge for getting to the SEC title in your first year. Very good job. Very good job. But yeah, yeah. So as of right now, Georgia will be one. I'm betting. I'm 99% sure Michigan will beat Purdue tonight. They'll be two. Um, like I think Alabama will be three. Ohio State be four. Now listen to what I'm saying. I have Alabama four. Alabama three. Sorry, because like I've said in previous videos, I think that because they have a stronger resume, and like I said, they have two very close losses to very good teams. You can say, "Oh, Ohio State only has one loss." Very true, but the rest of their schedule does not make up for that one loss, and that one loss is to a good team, but it was a very decisive defeat. Like it wasn't. It was close, a little bit at the beginning, but Michigan dominated about 95% of that game. So I can't really put them ahead of Alabama because Alabama has dominated. You can say, oh, well, they squeaked out a lot of wins. Yeah, but they squeaked out some wins against better opponents than Ohio State. Ohio State squeaked out some wins against, I think, Northwestern and Maryland, and there might have been some other games I'm probably missing. But their strength of schedule doesn't warrant them the number three spot. So unfortunately, they'll have to be the 4 seed, and they'll have to go up against Georgia, and Georgia is going to run them out the building. They're going to run them out the building. I'm telling you right now. If it goes the way I'm thinking, if it goes Georgia, Michigan, Alabama, Ohio State, Ohio State is getting blown out. I'm calling it now. Then you'd have Michigan and Alabama, which will be a much better, much more competitive game. I think from there, I'd give the slight edge to Alabama because I don't just because Michigan hasn't proven to me that they can take that next step. Everyone has to take that step eventually. Kirby Smart and them boys last year took that step, and they got the championship. Maybe it's Michigan's year. I don't know. So that's if everything goes the way it is. It's been some foolishness tonight in the last 24 hours, but you never know. Some stuff could happen. Now, say I was also thinking about this. If Clemson has a resounding win tonight against North Carolina, like I'm talking about, they beat them by 3+ touchdowns. I think with the one loss, they have one loss, 2 losses. They have 2 losses. So you gotta look at the losses. One was like middle of the season, I believe. Who did Clemson lose to? I know they lost to South Carolina. So it was a Notre Dame game, but it was on the road to a Notre Dame team that was on a very good hot streak before they ran up against USC, who they just weren't prepared for. But they also have a loss to South Carolina. Now, people are saying that's a bad loss. No, it's not a bad loss because South Carolina's actually gotten better the last few weeks, and it's a rivalry game. When it comes to rivalry games, you have to throw that stuff out the window. Now, I can see if they lost to South Carolina and got blown out like Ohio State did. I can understand you saying there's no shot even if they won tonight. But hear me out, though. If they win, right, I would put Clemson in at 4, right? I would put them in at 4 just because they're a conference champion and they're 9th. I could deal with a jump from 9 to 4. No problem with that. If that happens, cool. If they win convincingly tonight and you want to jump them from 9 to 4, yeah, go ahead, put them in. I'd have no problem with that because they've proven that they have some business being in this championship game, in this championship playoff. Now if they win and it's just kind of bare bone, they win by possession, then no, they'll be ACC championships, but they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. And I think that's about it for the playoff rankings. Yeah. I also was thinking maybe Kansas State could squeak in there, but with 3 losses, and I know they beat the number 3 team in the nation, but I just don't see their resume is not nowhere near Clemson. Even though Clemson, I would say technically, Clemson plays in a slightly, I don't know, Big 12 ACC is they're about neck and neck when it comes to conference rankings, I guess. Neither of them are dominant. But that extra loss just doesn't really. You can't get in with 3 wins. That's just unheard of. Even though 2 has never been done, but that'll happen this year. Tennessee, Penn State, they don't have a shot to get in. So yeah, those are my 4 that I believe. Like I said, I believe Michigan will handle business tonight. They'll get in. So it'll be Georgia, Michigan, Alabama, and Ohio State. So those will be the 4 teams in your playoffs. Book it. It's going to happen. You'll see it tomorrow. They'll do the final rankings are tomorrow. Oh man, what I think it's what time? It's usually 6 or 7 Sunday night. It's usually right before the. Do they do it Sunday or do they do it Tuesday? Or am I thinking of March Madness where they do it Sunday after all the championship games? I don't know. What if it's tomorrow or Tuesday? Whenever they show the final rankings, that's what it's going to be. I'm gonna say it again. It's going to be Georgia, Michigan, Alabama, Ohio State. Michigan needs to handle business tonight, and that'll be your 4. All right. One more thing before I get out of here. I want to talk about the Jackson State game. So I was able to catch the first quarter. Like I said, I was at a game today, but I was able to catch the end of the TCU game. I think how much? I think I watched about 3 quarters. I watched the second to the end. Yeah, but anyway, after that, I watched the Jags. So I watched that game. Um, it was over very early. It was 26-0 in the first. I think it was 33-7, 33-10. At that point, I put my phone away. I was like, this was not competitive. And then second half, and I think the score ended up being like 43-24. It got a lot better in the second half once they Sutherland switched out their quarterback. I don't know what Dooley. I don't know if he just has some some deep bond with the guy before him. I don't even remember his name, but the guy they put in, McDaniel, he was doing something. If he had started him and they cut down on the mistakes, that game would have been a lot closer, because it was almost turned into like a track meet at one point in the game. Um, but yeah, so Jack State finished off SWAC champions undefeated. Congratulations. Next 2 weeks, they'll play North Carolina Central in the Celebration Bowl. If you don't know, that's the winner of the SWAC championship versus the winner of the MEAC championship game. What did I just say? It's the battle between the SWAC champion and the MEAC champion. I kind of wish Howard had a better season, because if you don't know, they were co-champions. Uh, it was weird. I looked at the rankings. I didn't even know what the records are. So they were like, both teams were 5-6 as co-champions in the MEAC. That is, ooh boy, that's I don't know. But people out there have been talking about, they're saying North Carolina Central as a squad. I mean, do you though? We're a champion at 5-6. I don't know. Maybe there's something I don't know. I don't really look at FCF. I don't really, I don't really, until this year. I really wasn't really, too interested in HBCU football, let alone FCS football. The only time I was ever interested in FCS football was the playoff, because that was like, oh, cool, it's a playoff system. Cool, let me check that out. Um, but yeah, man, dang, it would have been cool, because I would have loved to see Howard playing that game against Jackson State. That would actually bring in some numbers. Howard is like one of the biggest uh, prestigious HBCUs in the country. It's based in DC, nation's capital. Um, that would have been an awesome game, man. But it is what it is. Um, so there's two things I want to bring up. So I watched the post game, um, the post game interview celebration thing, when the um, they bring out the makeshift stage. So so basically what happened. There's two things that are really, it was it's a nit, I guess it's a nitpick to me, because it's very weird, because I'm used to watching a lot of I watch a lot of sports, especially in football, and usually when it's a big game, they bring out the big old stage, makeshift stage. Um, Usually they put it at the 50, so it's right in the middle. I think they put theirs like, it was still in the middle of the field, but it was closer to the sideline. But the thing is with me is, why wasn't that prepared ahead of time? Especially the way the score was, there was ample time to get that set up and made. So when the game was over, once you cleared out the field, you just pull out the stage, and boom, we're done. Get it done. Get it over with. That itself took like 5 to 10 minutes, and it took so long that Deion Sanders actually left. I think he went to change, and then he came back, and I'm like, Coach, come on, man. Ain't nobody else had no one else had an opportunity to change. Why did you have to go and change? I've never seen that. No other coach I've ever seen go in the locker room and change. If they give you that the championship T-shirt and hat, boom, put that on. All right, cool. But not, he put on a whole different outfit. I'm like, what? Like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? That's insane. Um, uh, Sorry, I was looking at something. Um, I was just looking at the stats and whatever. So yeah, he had the offensive player of the game, most outstanding player. Shador Sanders had four touchdowns, 300 yards. Defensively, you had your boy. Oh my God, what's his name? Aubrey Miller Jr. Um, Let me see. Why? Oh, doesn't that go far enough? Am I tripping? Where are the defensive stats? What is this? They don't have defensive stats on it? What the hell? They don't have what? Why can't I find the defensive stats? They have kick returns, punt returns, interceptions, kicking, punting. They have no defensive stats. Okay. Uh, oh, there you go. I guess team stats. All right, cool. That still didn't show me anything. That's crazy. Okay. That didn't really show much. Okay. But anyway, he won the defensive most outstanding player. So that's just my two things about it. Like, come on, y'all. So there's a thing with there's a thing black people say where it's like black people ain't never on time. They didn't have that damn stage ready, and I was thinking like they were literally filming them, showing it on the feed, trying to put the signs up and put the stage together and make it and put it together. Well, not put it together, but make sure it was right, make sure it was stable. And I'm like, come on, y'all, dog, it's a championship game. You knew when the fourth quarter came, it was time. Somewhere off to the side, get this done, and that way, when the game was over, all you gotta do is slide it out to midfield, and they didn't have it done. It's just I was thinking in my head like, come on, dog, you can't feed into the stereotype now. Come on now, damn. And then the thing with Coach Prime going to change that come on, Coach, you stay out there, bro. You ain't got to look pretty all the time. Come on, man. Jeez, sometimes with that, man. But anyway, that's it. I'll give an update later after these last two games, the ACC and in the Big Ten championship game. I'll give updates and final thoughts on this playoff foolishness um, later tonight. All right. Bye.